Hello, Barcelona fans. How you guys doing? This is our first weekly review we're doing here together. Coach Jrod, your boy, and Andrew Yacoub. You guys know what it is, man. We're going to make it happen. We're going to talk about this week, because this week was an interesting week. And every week going on, we're going to try to come together and do a video for you guys to kind of go through this. So as I told you guys in my Let's Talk Barca segment, we talk about PSG, and I want to hear about what he thinks about the selection of PSG for the round of 16 Champions League. Andrew, what do you think about the PSG selection, man?
It could have been a lot worse. Definitely could have been a lot better. But we're coming up against the PSG side who, just like us, they're not too consistent in the league. They've been pretty good in the Champions League. They had some slip-ups, but they haven't been too consistent in the league. Mbappe hasn't found a goal yet in the Champions League, I think. Yeah, I don't think he's found a goal yet in the Champions League. So he's not really doing that well in a Champions League form. Neymar, he's been on and off about injuries and everything. So let's hope he doesn't play. And, if that goes well, then, you've reduced PSG to just 11 players on the pitch who are nothing really special. So maybe we can pull off something.
You said something to me when we were talking earlier about PSG and how it's you see talent, but you don't see the team.
Yeah, you see 11 school kids playing on a schoolyard, but you don't see any chemistry. You just see, there's chemistry between Neymar and Mbappe because, they train together. But everyone else, it looks like you just threw them there on the field just to be on the field, just to be sufficient enough, And I don't think Marquinhos – the only other player I'd give credit to is Keylor Navas, the goalkeeper, because I don't think Marquinhos is that great of a defender. I don't think that, Leo Paredes is that good of a central midfielder, or I don't even think Verratti is that good of a midfielder anymore as much as he used to be. So,
and this is why I personally think that it's good that we got PSG because they're also struggling as much as we are.
Yeah.
And, in this one is going to be who gets to click faster. And whoever gets to click faster is going to win that first leg and hopefully that second leg as well.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you, man. In this one, we can't argue. I think this review is very simple. It's a good choice for us. It's not a choice that, hey, it's easy. We're going to win easily.
Yeah, no.
It's a choice that at least we're not coming up against a team that is completely clicked and ready to win everything. You know what I mean? All right, this is what we're going to do. Our next review, what I want to do next is I want to talk about the one that everybody's been talking about. It's Ricky and Ronald Koeman. Ricky Puig and Ronald Koeman. On my last segment, I said it very clear, and I'm going to say it again. I want to see what Andrew has to argue with me about, so let's go with this. I personally think that for a kid who has been having a chip on his shoulder for so long, people always telling him that he's not going to be tall enough, that he's short, that he's not strong enough, that he's not going to be able to play at the level that he's playing. Yet he comes into the game, does amazing things. You're going to tell me that this young man is not training hard? You're going to tell me that this young man is not giving his best to try to be part of Barcelona on practice? Now, we're not in the practice field, and I'm a big skeptic when any news outlet tells me that, Koeman said that Ricky is not training hard enough. What are you talking about? I just don't believe it, man. I can't believe that a young man with a chip is just going to go into practice and be a little scoundrel, not doing anything.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that if you look at Pedri, right, he's 16 years old, 17 years old. He's been playing a lot of games for Barcelona, and he's been phenomenal. And we saw the whole social media thing unfold with Puig, where with some guy he tweeted, he was tweeting something, and he said something about Koeman being a joke of a manager, and Ricky liked it on Twitter. And on top of that, he's had like these little tidbits of social media instances where Ricky posts or likes or says something on social media that's supposed to like dig at Koeman. And I feel like that's why Koeman at practice, when he watches Ricky, I think Ricky doesn't have the motivation to show him anymore, like that he wants to play. Like, yeah, he wants to play, but for me, if I was in Ricky's position, I wouldn't have said anything. Like, I wouldn't have liked anything on social media. And I understand, like, it's hard because he's still young and he's still learning, but I wouldn't have done any of it, because if you don't do anything there, you're not showing anybody your emotions. You're keeping a poker face, essentially. So when you do that, then, the manager doesn't really know how you're feeling unless he directly talks to you. And or if you show him in training, and then that's when you can show him in training how well you're doing, how your attitude is. And clearly, I mean, like you said, we're not on the practice field, so we don't see what Koeman's seeing. So maybe there is something, maybe there isn't something. And I said it before. I said when Dembele was doing this kind of thing, everybody was hating on Dembele. Oh, he's not training. He's not coming to practice early. He's staying up late playing video games. He's not eating the right stuff, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But when it's Ricky Puig, it's a different story. So we have to wait and see, what the actual details of the situation are. And maybe Koeman's going to start playing him. Maybe he's going to start talking with him. Maybe he's going to do something. You never know. We'll see what happens. But
I think from the beginning, Ricky and Koeman just got off the wrong foot.
Man. Yeah, they got off the wrong start. And I mean, I don't know who started it.
Saying go on loan and stuff like that. Ricky's like, no, I don't want to go on loan. I mean, he's been saying it. I don't want to go on loan since he was a 16-year-old. Yeah. He's been saying, I'm going to play Barcelona. I'm going to do Barcelona. That's why, I have a hard time believing that people are saying that he's not training hard. Now, I see what you're saying when you're talking about the social media things. Yeah. I get it. This is where these young kids got to understand, like, what you do in social media can hurt.
100%. 100%.
So that might be the situation with Ricky. Absolutely. Then, Ricky needs to learn. Yeah. Ricky needs to learn. All right, I'm going to give you this one because I think this is a real good one that we need to review this week. And this is our defense, our center-back positions. Okay, you would talk a little bit about Piqué, Langley, Araujo, Mingueza, and, of course, Umtiti. And tell me about the defense. What is your mentality right now, defense, especially this week with these games we just had?
Well, for me, Langley's out the window. That's what I can tell you right now. I just don't see Langley being challenging Araujo and Mingueza for a starting spot. Umtiti was promising when he came in. Last time he came in, he was very promising. He kept the structure, he kept his form. He was like, it's not like he forgot how to play football. Like last season when he played against Celta Vigo, he forgot everything about football, and that's where it led to the Celta Vigo goal and everything. But it's hard because Langley messed up twice, and like 2 times in a row, 2 games in a row.
And for a guy that's supposed to be our
experienced
guy, our experienced guy,
yeah. And you have players like Araujo and Mingueza who've been absolutely phenomenal. Yes, they've had mistakes. Yes, they've had this, but for a 21-year-old, and I don't know how old is Mingueza. Is he 21 as well? Maybe something like that.
21 or something like that.
Yeah. For 2 21-year-olds to be playing in a first team of Barcelona, you're going to have mistakes from inexperience, but you're not going to have a more solid defense than that if Piqué is injured. And that's where Piqué comes in. A lot of people, they hate on Piqué. Piqué this, Piqué that, Piqué this. But really, Piqué is the one who helps the defenders grow into that leadership position. He gives them experience. He tells them what to think. And honestly,
the same way Puyol did for Piqué.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like I don't think he's doing it as well as Puyol because I still think Piqué is a troll. I still think Piqué likes to joke in the game and waste time. And Puyol was more of that person where, let's just get the game done with. Stop wasting time. Stop doing this. The quicker the whistle comes, the better. Instead of wasting time and telling him this and that. And it showed in his play. And Piqué is the total opposite. Piqué is like, when the game is done, let's try and burn out the clock and win the game because that's how the tactics are now. Yeah. But in reality, it's not really the best. It's not the best. It's not the best mentality to have. Let's waste time and burn the clock. So.
Our set piece defense is absolutely and this is
atrocious.
Our center backs, but this is atrocious. This is everybody. It's atrocious.
Yeah. And you saw it today in the goal. Sorry for cutting off. You saw it today in the goal. You have 2 Valencia, and it's such a weird tactic Valencia have for corners. Like I didn't understand what they were doing, especially the first corner they took. Nobody even got near the ball, and then I was like, the second corner is going to be easy because the first corner they were like confused, so the second corner they're not going to know what to do. And sure enough, I see one person out of everyone. I don't even remember his name. What's his name again?
Man, I don't remember his name either. Akibab Dia something. I don't remember. But it was a phenomenal header, though. It was a very well executed header.
Yeah,
well executed.
It was a really good header, and Yacoub, that's his name.
Yacoub, there you go.
Yeah, and he jumps out like the salmon out of the river, jumps up above everyone else, and just heads it down under Ter Stegen.
Header, man, boom, boom, down bounce, just like Ray Hudson was saying.
Yeah, and it's funny because
what are we gonna do with this defense?
When you have, because you had Jordi Alba and Serginho Dest right next to each other, and you only have one player that they're both marking. They're both marking one player. You think maybe like 2 players on like 2 players, like 2 players for 2 players, but they're both of them are marking one player. So yeah, Jordi Alba and Dest should not be marking Yacoub because he's like twice their size. But, Araujo, you take him out, you put him on that guy, and then you put Jordi Alba on whoever Araujo was marking, and then you have a balance. For me, Koeman, and I think a lot of managers, not just Koeman, a lot of managers, they like to defend corners with zone coverage. For me, a corner has to be man-to-man coverage. You stick with your man. You literally, you hug your man. You do whatever you need to do to keep your man beside you. And
Just don't foul.
Don't foul. And when the ball comes up, just beat your man. It's so much easier to head the ball away than it is to head the ball towards your goal.
Gotcha. That's interesting, man. There's something got to happen with our defense. The young cats are definitely going to gain a lot of experience this season. Yeah. Even if we end up not winning anything, two young fellas are going to definitely have a lot of experience coming up.
For me, I don't care what trophy we win. As long as we stay as a competitive team, as a team who will try, a team who will do something, once in a while, like we saw against Real Sociedad, a team that's going to make changes to improve, right? And like I said, if he would have kept the same lineup here against Valencia like he did against Sociedad, we might have had a better game. But then again, it goes back to we don't know what they're telling him at Barcelona. We don't know what they're telling Koeman. Because before the game, we had the news, Frankie de Jong's femur is injured. And then he came on in the second half and he played. So how are you going to tell me his femur is injured? Because a femur injury means you're going to be out for the whole season. So if they're not giving him accurate information, Koeman cannot be a good manager anyway because he's not getting the right information.
Nah, nicely said, man. Nicely said.
And it's always been the medical doctors at Barcelona. When Valverde was here, Dembele always got injured, and it wasn't because he was lazy or this, but because he had this bad training regimen and this bad diet and this and that's all provided by the club. So if the club is not giving him a good, environment, he's not going to be a good player, and the coach is going to lose that talent that he has.
Andrew, I see what you're going at, man. You are waiting for this presidential election to come through.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some big changes have to happen all around. It's not just player-wise. This is medical-wise. This is everything, ain't it?
I can't wait.
Oh, man, I see what you're saying, dude. Hey, last thing for this week, what we're going to talk about is can we finish? Can we score a goal? I know people want to blame Griezmann and the Braithwaite and everybody else.
You need a true number 9. And you said it before, we're missing Luis Suarez, but not the Luis Suarez of last season. We're missing the Luis Suarez of 2015-16 season. That's the Luis Suarez we're missing. And if we had someone like, someone like a Robert Lewandowski, if he was up top, we would have been scoring all those goals. I'm not saying let's go for Lewandowski.
I really like Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah.
I enjoy
But for me, it's like I want someone who's a little bit, not older, but in the middle. Like Lautaro, I think he's 22, 23, something like that.
Something like that,
yeah. If we get a 25-year-old, yes, Depay is 25, but if we get a 25-year-old who's a pure number 9, and he's had the experience, and he's had the ups, he's had the downs, right? And he's fast, he's strong, whatever. It makes a good number 9, And if you use him and he can track back and he can go forward and he's like a very, pacey and he has the stamina to do it, yeah, get him in the team. But if you're going to bring in someone, like, listen, I love Depay. I love the way he plays. But if you're going to bring in Depay, you're going to have to compensate now for Braithwaite, Depay, Griezmann, hell, even Messi and Coutinho. Because Depay can slot into onto the left side and Griezmann can. And we were talking about this last time. It's like this. There's this thing that Koeman does sometimes with formations. Is like he transitions Messi, Coutinho, and Griezmann. So like they all shift places. And we almost saw that today. But the problem was Valencia kept the 5-man box on Messi the whole game. It was a box. There was literally a box of 5 players. Whenever he got the ball, there's a wall. Whenever he got the ball, there's a wall. Whenever he got the ball, there's a wall. There's no place to play it.
I think all the other teams are recognizing that the rest of the guys just can't finish. And look, you block Messi, Barcelona ain't scoring. Because the rest of them are not running and doing the small little runs that Samuel Eto'o, Luis Suarez, and all those guys used to do just to open up the defense. So like that, a guy like Messi or a Neymar could open up and find goals. I mean, we definitely need somebody to start scoring regularly.
And that's where we miss Fati and Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah,
if you had those
Fati
two,
for sure, he started strong, man.
If you had those two on the pitch tonight, let's say this was your lineup. Let's say you had Fati and Dembele on the wings. You had Messi in the center forward.
On both
and
games,
you,
man. If you had him
and
on both games this week, we would
yeah,
have killed it.
and if you had them on the wings with whoever, Braithwaite or Griezmann up top, and you had Messi at the center forward position, and you had De Jong and Pjanic, De Jong, Busquets, De Jong, whoever the hell you wanted to pair with De Jong, right? Even if you had Busquets by himself and you played a 5-man attack, 1 Busquets and 4 defense, it still would have worked out because you have 2 wingers who are natural wingers who can take on players and they can shoot the ball and they can score and they're very accurate.
Center too.
Yeah. So, Koeman tries to do it, and when you're watching the game, you see it. You see the little, the curve on the attack. Like, we have more players attacking than we do defending, right? And it's so funny, like all those players, and you can't finish a ball. Come on, man.
It's the interesting stuff, man. And I'm gonna say this just because I do want to defend Griezmann for a little bit, and I know Griezmann is not finishing, and I know Griezmann needs to work on his finishing, but. And I told you this earlier, man. To me, Griezmann is that glue that's keeping that midfield and attack together. He is doing
he's tracking back. He has the stamina. So if he doesn't track back, we're another man down on defense. Yeah. And the last thing we need is less defense.
So I do believe that Griezmann is doing the right thing. And Griezmann is doing a very good job in understanding Messi's movements to cover where Messi's not at. I know he's not scoring the goals. And everybody's going to be hard on him for that. And I am hard on him for that. Because sometimes this week he had some really nice openings, and it didn't come through, But, man, he is doing a lot of the little things that people not giving him credit for.
I don't even think I'd call it an opening. I think it's just that thing that he did against Sociedad on Wednesday. That was
you would score that goal. I would score that goal.
My grandma would have scored that goal, man.
No doubt, man. We definitely, the season's not over yet. Yeah. I just want us to click, man. We got 2 more games before this year is over. I can't wait for 2020 to be over. I just hope we win the next 2 games and no draws. I hope we win it, and we win it with class and we win it with style and the right way. 4 things you said that we want this team to work on and put together. Could you say it again for all the listeners here of FCB?
Yeah. If we can work on these 4 things, them being set pieces, player attitude, what else did I say? I said
finishing was 1.
Finishing and man, I'm having a brain fart over here.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I remember that. I remember you said set pieces, finishing, player attitude, and finding that I think it was I want to say it was the number 9 thing.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it was the number 9 thing.
It was either the number 9 thing or injuries, I think.
Well, injuries is one of those things that hopefully we get. You know who we didn't talk about that I hope he comes back soon? Sergio Roberto. That's another guy people like talking crap about, man, but I like him. I don't
know, man. I feel like if I love Serginho Dest. He's one of our best players for me. So, if Sergio Roberto comes back, I don't know where you're going to put him if you have Serginho Dest. So
I like Roberto's vision when he goes to the attack and centers that ball and passes. I think he does a better job than Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest is doing a better job defensively right now. Offensively, he's all right. He's getting there though. He's definitely getting there. He's a young lad, man. Roberto's been there. What? He's 28, something like that. But anyways, man, I agree with you. I think set pieces, we need to work not only defending set pieces, but absolutely our own set pieces. Our corners are terrible. And the other thing you said, finishing is absolutely, we talked about it a little bit. Everybody needs to work on finishing, from Messi all the way down. But the other players need to work in learning how to open up the defense. Because now,
it's funny, man. If Busquets was that type of player where he could take that kind of shot, you know how many more goals we would have scored this season? He's had so many chances today where he could have just blasted it from the edge of the box and it would have gone in. It would have gone. If that was Pjanic on the edge of the box, it would have gone in.
You know what? Pedri's another one had a few that he didn't take, and I hope he sees it and he starts taking those shots because I think he needs to do it. As phenomenal as he's playing,
I'll tell you.
You have it, Pedri. Pedri, if you ever watch this video of Andrew talking to me, take the shot, dude. God Lord. Some shoots, I'm like, he passes it. I'm like, no, dude, kick it. But, no, I agree with you, man. We got to work on the finishes. I think you're making sure we don't have injuries, trying to stay healthy, and somebody please play the number 9 role the correct way. And I think if you get those things that you talked about, you'll get that fourth thing that you said, player attitude. You get all those together, the player's attitude will come up, and it will be better, and we will succeed. I believe that we still got a chance to do some damage, and I still think we could win something. It's tough, but it's not over. Anything else you want to say to the FCB fans, man, about this review, about, moving forward for the next half a season or whatever, half or more season that we got left?
The only thing I can say is just don't lose hope, because it's still tight. It's still a tight league. Champions League still got a shot, and you never know what's gonna happen. And by February, PK's back, Ansu's back, Dembele's back. So maybe we'll have a change, and in January, of course, we have the election. So maybe we'll see a big change. Maybe we won't see a big change. Maybe we'll see a minor change. As long as we see change, just have hope, because we saw change. We saw change on Wednesday against Sociedad. That was the best 45 minutes Barcelona's ever played this season. So we saw change, and we know we can get there, and just stay hopeful.
Stay hopeful, Barcelona. Stay hopeful like we are, because we choose to believe. I always say it, #I choose to believe. And I'm going to continue choosing to believe, because I truthfully believe that Barcelona is the greatest club in the world, and we do have the greatest player in the world still to date. And congratulations, Messi, on getting your 643 goal. We know you're going to break that record. Just get another, 60 more or so. Break 700, man. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, as usual, Forca Barça, Visca Barça, Barcelona fans for life. This is your boy, Coach Jrod, and your boy, Andrew Yacoub. Read all his blogs. He's always writing about Barcelona, having a good time there in Toronto, Canada. And as usual, we out, baby. Y'all keep at it. Keep doing your best. And let's keep enjoying watching our greatest team win some games, I hope.